Hi friends, welcome to Enchanted Krystal Yoga. My name is Krystal, and today I have planned for us a really nice spring-themed flow where we'll start by honoring our winter season through embracing some restful and slow movements, and then we'll gently transition into some more awakening and energetic movements as we prepare to bloom for the spring. So if you enjoy this class, I'll invite you to like the video, leave a comment to let me know, and subscribe to the channel to see more where this came from. All right, let's get started. Namaste, friends, and welcome to Enchanted Krystal Yoga. Thank you so much for being here with me today. We're going to jump right into our spring-themed yoga flow. So we're going to start in crocodile pose, also known as Makarasana. So you can come to lie down on the belly, stack the hands one on top of the other to make a pillow for your forehead. You can rest the tops of your feet on the ground and maybe start by gently wiggling the hips. You can shake out through the legs if that feels good. Just releasing any tension that the body no longer needs to hold on to. So our spring flow today is all about honoring the winter season that we're just coming out of, honoring that slow, restful energy and all that it has taught us. With this practice, our intention is to awaken and energize the body to prepare for our rebirth in the spring. We'll be doing that through asana and pranayama as well, which is yogic breath work. So just taking a few more moments in our crocodile pose here, letting your body fully relax into the mat. And when you feel ready, we'll roll over onto one side, pausing there for a moment. And we'll begin to make our way down onto our backs. We can start with the feet planted. And on your next inhale, we're going to hug that right knee in, left leg extends. You can point and flex through the feet here. And we'll start by hugging that knee in towards the heart space. And then we can move it out towards the underarm space, just noticing how that changes the stretch, maybe going back and forth, noticing which one feels good for you, which one feels more challenging. On an exhale, release that leg, and we'll inhale to bring the left knee in. Pointing and flexing through the feet. And once again, starting by hugging in towards the heart space, and then out towards the underarm space. On your next exhale, you can release that knee down, and then we'll hug both knees in towards the chest. Curl your nose towards your knees, hugging yourself into a tight ball like a seedling. And then we'll exhale to release it all back down to the mat. Feet planted on the mat, you can bring your arms out to a T, and we'll gently allow the knees to fall towards the right. Gaze can turn in the opposite direction if that feels good for your neck. On your next inhale, we'll gently bring the knees back through center and exhale for the opposite side. Enjoying the stretch in our gentle reclined twist here. Inhale to bring the knees through center, and we'll extend the legs out in front of us. Take a full body stretch by reaching the arms overhead, pointing through the feet, And exhale to release it all. You can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And just take a moment to connect with the breath before we add a bit more fire to our flow. Rolling over onto one side and pausing here just for a moment as a transition. And then gently making our way towards a tabletop position. So we'll start with our shoulders lined up over our wrists, hips lined up over the knees. And then setting up for puppy pose, we'll walk the hands out in front of us and melt the heart space down towards the mat. Forehead can rest on the mat as well here. And this can be a really intense stretch, so only going as far as feels good for you today. On your next inhale, we'll gently walk the hands back under the shoulders, coming through tabletop. And then we'll step the right foot forward, coming up for a low lunge. So once you found your foundation, you can bring your hands to your hips here. Take a deep breath in to lengthen through the spine, and exhale to press forward and down through the hips. Really feeling that stretch in the left quad here, in the hip flexors. On your next inhale, raise your arms overhead, reaching high. And on your next exhale, you can take a gentle back bend if that feels good for you. Release the arms back down. And then we'll straighten through the front leg here, coming into our half splits. So we'll keep that front foot pointed. And I want you to think about moving the hips up and back behind you, so that way we maintain a good stretch in that front hamstring. Fingertips can be on the mat or on a block. And we'll bend through that front knee to come out of the pose, hands to the mat, and we'll switch the legs. So right foot steps back, left foot steps forward as we prepare for our lunge on the second side. Gently pressing the hips forward and down. And on your next inhale, we'll reach the arms up, overhead. On your next exhale, if it feels good, you can take your gentle back bend. And releasing the arms back down, straighten through that front leg for half splits. Noticing if this side feels different than the first. And to come out of the pose, we'll have a gentle bend in that front knee before we step that foot back to meet the other. And I'll turn to face you. We'll stay in our high kneeling position, setting up for gate pose. Let's step the left foot out, planting the left foot on the ground. We'll inhale the right arm up overhead. And maybe this is a deep enough stretch for you today, and you might want to stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, you can reach the left hand down the left leg as we take a nice big stretch along the side body here. On an inhale, come upright, and we'll switch the arms so the right hand can come down towards the mat as the left hand reaches up and overhead. Your bottom hand can be planted on the mat. You can have your fingertips tented, or you can use a block to support you. Playing with that top arm, finding where the stretch feels good. And then we'll inhale to come all the way up. Step that left foot in and setting up for side 2. We'll step the right foot out. Inhale to raise the left arm. And if you need more, you can use an exhale to slide the right arm down towards the right foot. Really thinking about breathing into the left side body here. All of these side body openers are preparing us really well for our pranayama later in the practice. Inhale to come back through center. And we'll exhale for our stretch in the opposite direction. So left hand moves towards the earth here. Right arm reaches. Imagining a nice straight line from the tip of your right fingertips all the way down through your right foot. Inhale to come through center, and we'll release that arm down. Step the right foot in to meet the other, and we'll come through tabletop once more. So here we will step the right foot up, setting up in our low lunge. Inhale to raise the arms. And here we're going to tuck the back toes, setting up for a camel variation. Let's reach that left hand back towards the left ankle or anywhere along the left shin as we reach that right arm back behind us. Really opening up through the chest here. And then we'll inhale to come back up, both arms reach. Exhale to plant your palms on the mat. Right foot steps back, left foot steps forward. We'll inhale to come up through our lunge. Gently press the hips forward and down as the arms reach. And then we'll tuck those back toes in and use the right hand to reach towards the back shin or ankle as your top arm reaches back behind you. Feeling that really nice opening in the upper body and in the hips here. Maybe you even feel that stretch in your foot. Inhale to come back up. One more breath with the arms up. And we'll exhale, hands to the mat. Front foot steps back to meet the other. Tuck the toes. Press into the hands to lift the hips for our first downward facing dog. With your palms planted on the mat, you can bend one knee at a time here. Pedaling out through the feet, just noticing how that feels. If your heels don't touch the mat, that's okay. We'll take one more breath here. And then we'll step the right foot up, setting up for warrior one. So our back foot is at a 45-degree angle. We have a nice bend through the front knee, and we'll inhale the arms up. On your next exhale, open up to warrior two. Arms come out to a T, and your back foot should be parallel to the short side of your mat. With your gaze out past the front fingertips. On your next exhale, bring the front elbow down to the front knee, setting up for side angle pose. You can keep that top hand on your hip or reach it up overhead as you open up through the side body here. Keeping some integrity in that bottom elbow, making sure not to sink into the shoulder. We'll inhale to come back through warrior two. Straighten through that front leg for Trikonasana or triangle pose, or reach as far forward as we can with the front hand before bringing it down towards the ankle. Hand can also rest on the block. You can have a nice bend in the front leg if that feels better for your body today. And think about turning your chest up towards the ceiling. Inhale to press into the feet, come upright. We'll release the arms and step that back foot up to meet the other. Inhale and reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So here we'll step the right foot back this time. Inhale the arms up, warrior one. Settling into our feet here. And on your next exhale, we're going to bring the arms out to a T as we open up for warrior two. Back foot parallel to the short side of the mat, gaze out past the front fingertips. Let's bring that front elbow down to meet the front knee, setting up for extended side angle pose. You can decide if you keep that top hand on your hip or reach it up overhead. Once again, imagining that nice straight line from the tips of your fingertips all the way down to your toes. Inhale to come back up. We'll straighten through that front leg, setting up for triangle pose. Reach as far forward as you can with the front hand before reaching down towards the earth. Hand can rest anywhere along the shin, and the front leg can have as much of a bend as feels good for you. We'll inhale to come back up. Release the arms and step to the top of your mat. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale to fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Plant the palms and step back for plank or tabletop. Slow, lower to the belly. Inhale for Cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take one breath here. And on your next exhale, gently bring your knees down to the mat. So setting up for our pranayama or our breath work now, I'm going to grab my yoga block so I have something to sit on to lift the hips. If you don't have a yoga block, that's okay. You can use a blanket, a towel, even some books if that's what you have nearby. So once you found your comfortable seat, we'll rest the hands on the lap, close the eyes, and just begin to notice your breathing. Our pranayama today is called equal parts breathing, also known as samavriti. The way that this pranayama works is we'll inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and hold for a count of 4. So if it feels good for you, you can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Keep your eyes closed, and you can just listen to the sound of my voice to guide you. So take one natural exhale before we start. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. This time, take a natural breath in and sigh it all out. Release the hands, just keeping the eyes closed. Notice if that pranayama made you feel any different. Before we end our practice, we'll just move through a gentle flow here. So we'll inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale to bring the palms to the heart. Inhaling to gather up all of that energy. Exhaling to bring it down to your center. Inhaling the arms up. This time as we exhale, we'll bring the left hand to the mat or to a block as the right arm reaches up overhead for a gentle side body stretch. Inhale to come through center. Exhale for the opposite side. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. This time as you exhale, we'll come into a gentle twist so your right hand can rest on your left knee. Gaze is behind you if that's okay for your neck. Inhale the arms through center. Exhale for our twist in the other direction. Inhaling, arms reach through center. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable time and energy with me today. If you enjoyed this class, I'll invite you to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you feel called, there's also links to offer donations or tips as well in the description. I hope this spring brings you a beautiful rebirth, and may all of your transitions be graceful. Until next time.